Welcome back to Desperate in Cleveland, where the Browns have beat the Patriots. That's right, folks. Your Cleveland Browns are on a 2-game winning streak now that we beat the New England Patriots this weekend. A butt-whooping 34-14 victory.
Never saw it coming.
Never saw it coming. They looked very impressive. They beat the Patriots in basically every facet of the game.
Yeah, they did. All right, now we're going to do the 3 best things to take away from this game. There are a lot of good things to take away from this game, but we're going to do just the top 3. So, Greg, why don't you start us out at number 3?
Well, number 3 is obviously the rookie, the young gun, Colt McCoy. If you look at his final stats, may not be as impressive as the other quarterbacks in the league, but if you watch the game, he's accurate, he's poised, he doesn't run around like a chicken with his head cut off like other Browns quarterbacks have done. He makes smart throws.
And I completely agree with that. He was 14-19 for the game. And in the 3 games that he started, I think he's completing somewhere around 67% of his passes, which, if you look what we had last year with Derek Anderson and Brady Quinn, it was in the low 50s, if 50%. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what you want. You want a quarterback that can manage a game, and he has done that very nicely.
And the plays that break down, he makes things happen.
I agree.
He rolls out. He actually, I didn't know Brian Robisky was still on the football team. Mohamed Massaquoi was making catches. Josh Cribbs was making catches. It seems like the other wide receivers now, instead of like, he's not catching it, so I don't have to catch it, they're like, oh, well, he made a nice catch. I'm going to step up and make another nice catch. They're actually challenging themselves to be better because we have a quarterback that can get them the ball. So that's really nice to see.
I agree. All right, coming in at number 2, we're going to go ahead and say the coaches for this game. And for a simple reason that Rob Ryan has done an outstanding job calling a defensive and setting up a defensive game plan for the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots, where you have 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. And we have held them both in check for the most part.
And Brian Daboll, I didn't even know he had a playbook until the last couple of games. You watched the first couple of games when they played the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. It was, I mean, you swear they had 5 plays. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's really tough to game plan for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Because you don't know what they're going to do. We've whipped out 5 or 6 trick plays in just the last 2 games that they don't know what's coming.
And I think that's to go along with what made the Saints so good last year, was that you never knew what the Saints were going to do, and teams had a really hard time game planning for that, especially with having Reggie Bush. Well, I hate to say it, but Peyton Hillis is our X factor this year, and
he's the everything factor.
Yeah, and with Josh Cribbs, you don't know what the Browns are going to do. So that has been a huge improvement this year.
So believe it or not, the Browns have weapons, the Browns have a playbook, and the Browns aren't playing like the Browns.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment in every sense of the word. And the number one best thing about the Browns game is obviously Peyton Hillis.
It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya.
Peyton Hillis, he's a man possessed. He's a great white buffalo. What a steal of a trade for Brady Quinn, who's currently 3rd on Denver's depth chart.
Brady Quinn can't even sniff the field right now, and that's, you know, not only that, but we got a 6th-round pick in last year's draft and a conditional pick in this year's draft. It was a steal. You know, I hate to say, I personally liked Brady Quinn. I thought he would have been a pretty decent quarterback, but I could not be happier, and that just shows maybe the Browns knew what they were doing with this trade.
Yeah, and Peyton Hillis is a guy who, he's never really been given a chance. He was at Arkansas. He was behind Felix Jones, Darren McFadden. He gets to Denver, and they will put anyone on the field before him.
Yeah, you know, this is just, you know, Josh McDaniels thinks he's the next Eric Mangini, so maybe he overlooked this buried treasure he had. He buried him behind Noshawn Moreno, and they picked Buckhalter up, and J.J. Arrington, and wow, what a mistake that was.
And Hillis had by far, his best game of the season, and that's actually saying a lot. This is a guy, he's on pace for 1,300 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. When was the last time you ever saw rushing numbers like this from a Browns running back?
It's been a long time, you know, way back since probably the late 80s.
So the Browns now are 3-5, which looks 100% better than their 1-5 record a couple weeks ago. They're actually playing with heart. I don't think there's any question that Colt McCoy is the starting quarterback now.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
And this coming Sunday, the Browns take on another AFC powerhouse, the New York Jets. The Jets are off to a great start, 6-2. Can the Browns beat them?
At this point in time, I really think the Browns do have a chance as long as they continue to play mistake-free football. You know, the Jets have a extremely good defense, and Colt McCoy is really going to see what good corners are with Cromartie and Revis, and and with Wilson, the young kid out of Boise State. It's going to be a very big challenge for him. So it's important that he continues to manage the game and not force balls, which he's done a great job with.
I would say as long as we got Peyton Hillis, we got a chance in this game.
Yeah, and this should be a game where Colt McCoy could win the game for the Browns in this game because they're going to stack the box to try to stop Peyton Hillis. They're going to stop the run. So can Colt McCoy go out and complete some passes, maybe throw for 220 yards, a couple scores, and lead the Browns to a win and not just manage the game?
And you might have seen it after the game again. Josh got his heart tickled one more time. Like the Comet, like a shooting star. Eric Mangini smiled.
It was scary to say the least.
When I see you smile, I can face the world. Oh, you know I can do anything.
But hey, when he's smiling, Belichick's frowning. That's a win for me any day.
And that'll do it for today's episode of Desperate in Cleveland. Tune in next week. We'll give you a Browns midseason report card. So far, the last couple weeks, so good. So we got the Browns winning right now. We got the Cavs winning right now. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it keeps up. So stay desperate, Cleveland. We'll see you next time.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't